In a world of challenges and uncertainties, hope shines as a beacon, guiding us through the dark times and showing us the way to brighter days ahead. But what exactly is hope? Where does it come from? And how does it shape our lives? I'm Annie Bennett, and I'd love you to join me on this journey as I explore the meaning of hope. I'll delve into philosophical perspectives, personal stories, and scientific insights to understand the power of this elusive emotion. So whether you're seeking inspiration, comfort, or simply a deeper understanding of the human spirit, let's embark on this exploration together and discover the extraordinary power of hope. Hello and welcome to the Chronicles of Hope podcast with me, Annie Bennett. Today I have a fabulous guest who will entertain as well as inform you. I worked with this fabulous person a while back, and she really is just a bundle of positivity and energy. And I shall let her introduce herself. So I'm really, really pleased to welcome Jojo Smith to the podcast. Hello, Jojo.
Annie Bennett, thank you for opening the door and letting me in. I feel super privileged and super excited to be here.
Oh, you're
And
very welcome.
for anybody that's going to be listening for the next however long, we can't put a caveat on that because once we get chatting, we get chatting. Then sit down, grab a cuppa. You're in for a bit of energy.
We sparkle, don't we, Jojo? I mean, you do. I mean, I'm looking at pink here. It's just beautiful.
Well, you know that pink is my energy colour. So when I wear pink, I feel more energy. I mean, we're getting straight into the nitty gritty here, Annie. If you've got a colour that makes you feel hopeful, joyful, energetic, why not wear more of it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Go for it. Absolutely. So, Jojo, for anyone that might not know you or know of you, tell us a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit of your story and how you got to where you are today.
Okay, so first of all, I'll caveat with two things. One, I have ADHD, so I can go off on a tangent. Bear with me. It will always come by. I'm like a sheepdog. Second of all, I'm a woman of a certain age, so sometimes the memory, I might go, what were we talking about again? Right, so bear with, is what I'm saying. But my name, as you have said, is Jojo Smith. You can hear by my beautiful brummy tones that I am a Birmingham-based gal, and I own a company called Creative Sass. And Creative Sass was set up 5 years ago with the hope of me really making a difference in areas that, am I allowed to swear?
Go on, go for it.
In areas that really piss me off because of injustice or, disrespect or integrity and things like that. So Jojo Smith, founder of Creative Sass, which actually stands for creativity, self-awareness and strategy. Now, I believe when you bring those three things into life and business, then it's actually the hack for success and happiness. Because let's face it, we can be as successful as we want to be, but to have actual happiness and success, two different things. So I'm the founder of Creative Sass, which is effectively, in the shortest way for me to explain it, brand and vision, direction and connection. And I help business owners, entrepreneurs, big corporate businesses really define their brand and their vision. So let's put this into a small case study. I develop unicorns to get their wings, is what I'm basically saying.
I love that.
We often don't see how good we are at something, and we don't see all the positive things in ourselves. We're too kind of programmed to only see the bad things in ourselves and highlight those, right? Which I advocate for those. I have a wonky crown. I've already told you two of mine as we started. However, I have many strengths, and when we focus on the strengths, then that's actually what helps us fly. So I help businesses have their biggest vision, but the biggest vision with purpose. if you can have a business, but you can have a business with purpose, it's far more fulfilling than it is just a business that's just successful. Fulfillment brings happiness, and we don't often look at that. So the big vision for the business is, what can we really do to create a legacy, to create impact? That's the big vision. And to give ourselves joy. It's all about creating a life that serves us first, serving someone else, doing something you absolutely love. I mean, that's the recipe for success and happiness in my life. So come back from the vision. It's about creating the brand that will be instantly recognizable to get you to that vision. So that's all about, if we put that into life, it's basically what you wish for. Let's get you there. What's going to get you there is your personality. So it's about your personality. There'll be a whole lot of personality in this podcast.
Absolutely, because I mean, this podcast is, you know, all about hope. You know, it's the Chronicles of Hope is all about hope. But I'm very much hope is it's no good just having hope. You've got to take action with the hope. And I think your wish, you know, your with intention, something happens. If I've got that right, is just so brilliant, because you can hope for things, but unless you actually take action and make a plan and get out there,
you were almost right, but it could stand for that as well. It's with intention, success happens. Right?
Yes.
So, but something happens. Something does happen. You're exactly right in that. And the reason I have that analogy, an acronym, I love an acronym because it helps me remember things in my ADHD brain. But with that, so I brief story of mine, and we can come back to this, is I am care experienced. I grew up in care from the age of 18 months right through to the age of 18 years. Still class myself as a foster kid and care experienced, because my foster mum and dad are still my mum and dad. But in between that, I went back to I had a brief spell. We'll talk about that story a little bit further on. But I had a brief time in a care home, and what I would do is I would wish for a fairy godmother, and because I just wanted my home back and I wanted my family back. And I'm known, aka Jojo Smith, aka the fairy godmother, is because I truly believe that what we wish for we can create. But you are exactly right, we can hope and wish and pray, but unless we actually do something, then that's never going to come to fruition. But so many of us wish our lives away and we don't actually do anything. And it's like, you know what? If we just take those first tiny steps, because these visions that I work with, they are massive, they are huge, big, big wishes. And that feels really, really scary. But we have to reverse engineer it, and we have to take the first tiny steps in order to get there. So, the wish is obviously connected to the whole fairy godmother thing, because I was wishing for a fairy godmother, but actually, spoiler alert, happy ending, I became her. We went better kind of thing. And that's where the wish analogy comes from. I get really frustrated when I hear people say I wish, not angry, frustrated, because I go, hold on a minute, you've said the word. Right, let's have a conversation and let's have some direction. But if you're not connected to that vision, if you're not connected to where you want to go to, then you won't have, here's one of my new favourite words, you won't have the gumption to make it happen.
Good word.
It's a great word, right? And I kept hearing it all over Christmas this year. And I had chosen my word for the year, and there was two, and one was elevate. I can't even remember the other one, so obviously I wasn't connected to it. It was elevate, but gumption kept coming back. And it's actually they talk about it in the film The Holiday with Cameron Diaz.
All right,
Guy that is the playwright, he talks about gumption not being around anymore. And just, you know what, if you've got the gumption, and sometimes gumption can be infectious and contagious. If somebody else has got it, they can pass it.
It is, isn't it? It is, absolutely. Yeah, if you surround yourself with people that are just doing it and getting on with it, you catch it, don't you?
You catch it because it's inspiration, and it's, you know, unicorns fly with other unicorns, but you need to know that unicorns exist in order that you can be one, right? So somebody's tuning into this, you know, Annie, and going, what the hell are they talking about? It's all relative. Trust me.
Absolutely.
But
Just let your imaginations open wide, everybody. No, this is just brilliant. Yeah. Because in the context of sort of my diagnosis and what's happened to me over the last however many months it is, hopes and wishes, I'm very forward thinking. I don't sit here and think, oh, I wish that had never happened. I wish I'd eaten better. I wish I'd done this. And because that's all wishes in the pot. You can't change that, can you?
no, you can't.
You have no control over that at all. So I don't go there at all. That's not my style. But I'm very much, what do I want? What do I want to do?
What am
And
I wishing for now?
yeah,
Like you say, what do you want the future to look like? And I
yeah.
think what we can take from the previous wishes, I
Mm.
wish I'd have eaten better. Okay, where's the lesson and the blessing in that? I now know better. When you know better, you do better, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's when better comes to you in abundance.
Mm.
And I think, like with your story, like the energy that you are giving off, we've just spoke about, am I okay to say
Yeah, of
a
course.
few things that you
Yeah, of course.
we've just spoke, you've had no side effects
No.
from, what you've been doing. So there's something to be said for positive energy and what you surround yourself with.
Mm.
It honestly blows my mind the effect of positivity.
Mm.
We do have to mention the caveat, toxic positivity.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? In the sense of, and I always used to think, how can you have toxic positivity? Right? Well, it's no good just going, oh, it'll all be all right, it'll all be all right, it'll all be all right. Because it won't be all right if the foundations are shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So we need
Yeah.
to go, it'll be all right if we're prepped and we're ready and we know what we're capable of and we've looked at the foundations of something.
Yeah.
So I have a term that is feel it. You absolutely have to feel sadness,
Mm.
Grief,
Mm.
feeling lost. You have to feel all of that in order to recognize it.
Mm.
And the reason my company has self-awareness as the middle aspect is because when you really are aware of those feelings, then you can deal with it and then you can move on. But too many of us don't spend the time to actually go, hold on a minute. How do I actually feel about this? How can I deal with it? So if self-awareness is all about acknowledgement, acceptance, and allowance.
Mm.
Now, if you acknowledge that you're feeling sad and why you are feeling sad, you're like, okay, now what do I need to accept about that? I'm going to accept that all these other veins and threads are going to come off that. Okay. We accept that that's going to happen. I'm going to allow that to happen, but boy, oh boy, am I going to allow it with intention for it to go the way that I wish it to go. So I mean, I could talk about this all day, all year, for life, which is kind of what I do in the motivational speaking that I do.
You do, yes, yeah.
But it's really, really important that we understand what self-awareness is. I think when it comes to hope, Annie, that is a really important factor, because if we feel what we feel and then we deal with it, then your possibilities really, really are up to you.
Absolutely.
And you're the creator of your own destiny then.
Yeah.
And I mean, you've set up a CIC, right?
Yeah.
You've diagnosis, and we're not putting that under the carpet. We're like, right, okay, then I will do what I can do in the time, whatever allows me to, and to feel the way that I can. And you've set up a CIC, like straight away. You've been given a diagnosis. You're like, right, legacy, into action we go. Do you know what I mean? I am going out of here quietly, and I am not making any jokes or whatever, because this is a serious situation, but we never know how long we're here for. Our tomorrows aren't promised. And I truly believe, which I believe is where we're aligned, is when you hope and wish and dream, then, and you do, that's the thing, and you do. So hope, wish, dream, and do. Then you really do make a lasting impact.
Yeah. Make a difference. Yeah. Yeah. And it's all to do with choices, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
There is I mean, there are some times when there isn't an element of choice. If sometimes clinical depression doesn't allow you to make those choices, for example. But, you know, for those of us that don't suffer in that way, you get a situation like, you know, I was given the diagnosis. I allowed myself to be, you know, sad and a bit, you know, I was a bit confused.
Angry.
Yeah, a little bit angry. Yeah, all that. But then I thought, okay, well, I can choose to go deeper into that and get more angry and more, you know, more confused and all that. But I thought, actually, no, what I'm choosing to do is I want to be positive. That's my choice.
Yeah.
And the angry thing, it's funny because people have said to me, you know, I'm amazed you're not more angry. I'm amazed you're not more, why me? And my philosophy is, well, why not me? What you know, cancer and all these horrible diseases, but they are the great leveler, because that, you know, when I was being diagnosed, it was when the King was, and you know, Kate Middleton, that was all going through that as well. And it really brought home to me that actually this disease can affect anybody. There's no, you know, there's no hierarchy, there's no, it's the great leveler. So I've never thought, why me? You know, I think, why not me? You know, why wouldn't I?
Say that. Really interesting you say that, because I haven't actually posed that question to myself, and being care experienced and going through the journey that I've gone. Like I've just wrote it down. Why not me? Be a great book title, that would, Annie.
Good, wouldn't it?
Would be an amazing book title.
Why
Look
not?
at me, these visions and wishes going on as we're talking. Right? Think of, like, I'm literally just putting, sort of CIC out, write a book, mate. Let's do this.
Well, a book is on the agenda, definitely.
Oh, well, why not me? I mean, what a book title, right? You heard it
Heard
here
it here first, folks.
This is where that vision proved itself. But I haven't I have never thought that. I've never actually thought, why not me? But I've never thought, why me?
Yeah.
Right. So, and I genuinely believe that when something like this does happen to us, like now, I know my purpose, absolutely my purpose in life, is to give direction and connection to other care leavers and care experienced people. I've got two areas that I'm concentrating on. And that's because I've got lived experience of it. I never want anybody to feel alone in it. And I was fortunate in some of the encouragement that I had. And in life, encouragement is really underrated. Really underrated.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because when we're encouraged to do something, good or bad, we tend to do more of it. Right?
Yeah,
now,
absolutely.
That comes back to your circles, because if you're in a bad circle, you're normally encouraged to do bad things or feel bad ways or what have you. But when you're in a good circle, when you surround yourself with other unicorns, you're encouraged to do all the good things. So for me, there's a big lack of encouragement for care experienced kids. And they get to the age of 18, they fall off a care cliff, and it's happy birthday, happy 18th, literally on the day, off you pop, and there's no more support. And we know we're not adults at 18. Adulting is really hard. We're not ready for it at 18. And this is very aligned with where you are with your CIC, because what you aim to do with that is you aim to help those, that kind of age bracket, you like, for those that are the kin, the friends, the carers of the older people. And it's like, who helps them? Right? Because they're not adults yet, but all of a sudden they have to grow up pretty quick, and they become very responsible. Don't get me wrong, I'm here for responsibility, you know, as we grow up. But guidance and encouragement and hand holding in that time, for me, for care experienced kids, for you, for kids that are supporting those with a diagnosis, you know, they need that encouragement, they need that support. So for me, my wish is to create the Children's Home Enterprise, which is hope, opportunity, mentorship, and encouragement in entrepreneurship, because care experienced kids, we come with a very special set of skills. We're like Liam Neeson, right? We have resilience, we have resourcefulness, and we have rapid adaptation, and they are everything that an entrepreneur needs.
Yeah.
And experienced kids really struggle to go into mainstream employment because they've never had a mainstream structure in life.
Yeah.
So therefore, for me, it's like, you know what, these kids could really fly if we they wouldn't end up going off the cliff. If we gave them that encouragement to enhance their set of skills, their superpowers, do you know what I mean? They could really serve themselves while serving others. So that's my big vision, and something that I'm working towards. Your one is with your CIC, but at the end of the day, it comes back to encouragement, doesn't it? And it comes back to positive encouragement and hope and wishes.
Yeah.
I hope that went on a big tangent, but it was very.
We love a tangent, Jojo. We love a tangent.
We do. This is why I was so excited with the invitation to this podcast, because I was just like, Annie just makes me smile.
Oh,
The fact like when we had the conversation we had about the singing and the cake making, and I was just like, this is your complementary skill set. Do you know what I mean? And when we have a unique complementary skill set, which we all have, we just don't recognize it, comes back to self-awareness, right? There's a statistic which is 95% of the population think they're self-aware. Only 15% actually are.
wow.
Now, what a wow. What a wow. That really stunned me, because at the age of 46, when I started this business, which I started it out of integrity. My integrity was compromised in my corporate career. And I thought, you know what, I can put up and shut up, or I can do something about it. Then I had the wobble and thought, I'm 46, am I ready for a greenhouse and slippers? Do you know what I mean? And something inside of me was like, no, Jojo, there's more to do. That was me feeling it, if you like. Then I had to deal with it. So I started the business, and you know, as a curvy girl with a dodgy Brummie accent, uses kisses as full stops, was quite experienced, shocking at grammar, didn't do very well at school. I thought, how can I be a CEO of a business? 5 years in, I've got a #1 best-selling book. I was up for Great British Entrepreneur of the Year. I've got a radio show. I work with some phenomenal clients. And that's 5 years of really being creative with my self-awareness and learning more about it, and then having a strategy to do something about that, to get to that wish, if you like. So if I can do it, this dodgy Brummie bird can do it.
I love how you do that. I mean, you are probably the most extreme example of, I'm going to do it my way. You know, I love how you do it, because it's just, everything that you do is just you. You don't compromise. You don't, oh, well, all these people are doing that, I better do it as well. No, not Jojo.
I have a bit of a mantra, which is when everybody else is going left, I'll go right. Because if I start to go left, I can't do it that way. No. It doesn't work.
I mean, your creativity is just, you know, off the scale. It's brilliant.
It's one of my complementary skill sets. So therefore I chose to really hone in on it. And that's what we need to, you know, do we all know what our complementary skill sets are? Do you know what I mean? Have we actually taken the time to be self-aware about what our complementary skill sets are? If you look at, oh my goodness, it's happened. What's his name? Apple Man.
Oh, Steve Jobs?
Yes, Steve Jobs, right? He created Apple, but his complementary skill set was he was a designer, he was tech, but he randomly took a calligraphy course at uni because he had to fill some time. He needed to fill some time in. There'll be bits of this that are a little bit wrong, but the only course he fancied taking was calligraphy, because all the others were absolutely not. That is why Apple is the design. He had design, he had tech, and he had calligraphy. This is why we have the fonts we have. This is why Apple looks the way it looks, is designed the way that it is, and this is why the tech is the way it is. He took his complementary skill set, right? And that's what we don't look at in our life. And you have taken your complementary skill sets within this. You've gone, I'm going to do something. And you know, one of your biggest, I would say, complementary skill sets is hope.
It is. I mean, I surprise people, you know, when I tell them what, you know, what my situation, my diagnosis is. And I think they they expect, so, you know, some people expect me to be all sort of depressed and, you know, doom ridden.
Shock they must get when they see you.
Yeah, because I'm the least doom ridden person you probably meet, because I'm very much of the, okay, well, that's been dealt to me, nothing I can do about it. Let's just make the most of, you know, and it's made me far more productive and far more focused with what I'm doing. You know,
Right,
there's
say
none
it
of this.
again for the people at the back.
Yes.
Say that again for the people at the back.
So much more focus, because, you know, there's no oh, one day I might do this, or one day I might do that. It's really, well, if you want to do it, you got to start doing it now, love, because, you know, you don't know what's going to happen now. And it's really a case of, you know, the years that I, you know, possibly before I might have thought, oh, well, I might get to 90 or 100, possibly, you know. But now, of course, that's shortened, but it just means that everything I want to achieve, I've just got to do in a shorter space of time. That's all it means.
You haven't got time to procrastinate, have you?
No.
Like, the priority has changed.
Yeah.
There's a big self-awareness line that somebody that I worked with said, and her name is Emma. Oh, I think you've met Emma Robinson. She was on Fabulous.
Yes.
Yeah. She was one of the bonuses on Fabulous. And she always says you have to take responsibility for your respondability. And you absolutely do, because nobody's coming to do it for you. You've got to do it yourself. I did a radio interview with one of my clients last week, Jess Crane, and she said, I am my plan A, B, C, D, E, F, and G.
Yeah.
And I really liked that, because I thought, you know what, once we become aware that we are our plan A, B, C, D, then you can put that into action and you can be far more productive. Like you just said, you can be far more productive.
Yeah.
With that. It's taking that responsibility for that. I just want to go back to something that you said, because I do think it's really important. Obviously, I said I work with brand and vision, you know, translated into life, that's personality and your wishes kind of thing. That personality, you said, I do everything my way. I do it me. I do it what's it. We can't do it any other way, because it's not a one size fits all. Life is very, very different. And if you're not doing things that suit you, then you won't be as successful in them, because you're not playing to your strengths. You've absolutely got to play to your strengths. So that personality, but the problem is, in the world, we spend so much time trying to be like everybody else. So until you actually recognize and you have that self-awareness of acknowledging who you actually are, which again, nobody takes the time really to do unless something comes up that makes them it. So unless you actually acknowledge who you are, so I acknowledged who I was, then you can't accept it, and then you can't allow it to actually go on. So it starts there. So once I started my brand, my first business brand, trying to be businessman Jeff. It was just not me, because I thought everybody would respect me. There's no way I thought that anybody would respect me driving a pink car that said, "Are you sassy?" on the reg plate, which is what I do now. But you know, actually, all those people that are my dream unicorns to hang around with flock to that.
Yeah.
Because that's what they want. No surprises, there's no disappointment in expectation. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if the businessman Jeff magnets, which it's fine for those to be out there, if I rocked up, they're going to be like, what the hell is this? Do you know what I mean? So it's a real, once you get the knack for that switch, it's a life game changer. Game changer.
Absolutely.
To actually allow you to be unapologetic. But it's just having the gumption to actually do that in the first place. It's the best thing that I ever did. Best thing. I've never looked back. The more I am, the more successful and happy I am. But it was the scary bit at the beginning to actually go, oh, you know, can I be me? Will I be accepted? Doesn't matter if anybody else accepts you. You just have to accept you.
Accept yourself, and people will flock towards you.
People, and that's the same in business, because who wants the clients that you dread getting out of bed for? Same with who wants to hang around with those people that you dread hanging hanging around with. That's not going to make you want to get out of bed of a morning.
No.
So be you. You attract your dream tribe, your dream unicorns.
Yeah.
And literally getting out of bed of a morning is a whole lot different.
It is, isn't it? I mean, it's say I was 30 years a primary teacher, and towards the end of it, you know, Sunday nights were awful.
Oh,
And now it's a sort of passion of mine to show people who are in a job they hate, particularly teachers, actually there is an alternative. You can do something that you absolutely love doing, and I can show you how to make a profit from it. You know, it doesn't have to be. You don't. I think that the culture of this, particularly this country, has been: you go to school, you get a career, you stay in it for 40 years, you retire, you then do your gardening or whatever it is. There's none of this, you know, but you
what
can.
a dream.
Yeah, you can do it differently. You know, at 30 you can decide to change. I changed similar to you. I was sort of mid-40s when I thought, right, this is it, I'm not doing this anymore, and set my baking business up. You know, you have to go with what, and it makes life so much better, doesn't it? To do what you love, and
Yeah.
to get up in the morning
When you
and
think about it, it's common sense, isn't it?
yeah,
It's common sense when you think about it, but unfortunately, common sense isn't common unless it's common.
yeah,
And if we're not around it, and it's so many generational stories, you know, directions, and life isn't linear. It
yeah.
really isn't.
Mm,
Um, you know, I think because I had all my experiences very young, it taught me from a very young age. However, I totally fell into the trap of this is how it should be rather than this is how it could be.
yeah,
And I eradicate the word should now from my language if I possibly can, because should is one of those words that it will bring you down. It's very judgmental and it limits you to the world of possibility. Swap out should for could in life. And honestly, the freedom and the encouragement that gives you, just that one little change,
yeah.
is huge, absolutely huge. Rather than being who you should be, you know, let's be who we could be.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Exciting. You know, another word, just quick, is so many people say we're on a journey. Like, what do we associate with the journey? Are we nearly there yet? I feel sick, I'm bored, I'm fed up. Right? How about instead of a journey, we have an adventure?
Yeah.
Right? Because life could be an adventure, couldn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm here for the Indiana Jones moments of the ball following me down the what's it and everything else. If I've got to run a bit faster, I'll run a bit faster to survive, right? But the treasure is at the end of that adventure.
Flipping lootly. Anything that gets your heart beating a little bit.
Yes. And it never ends. An adventure never really ends, does it? Do you know what I mean? Why are we wishing ourselves? Are we nearly there yet on a journey?
Yeah. We should be enjoying the process of it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Top there. It's what that's out in life. And see how that works out for you.
Yeah, no, that's so what, you know, wise words for life. Absolutely. We'd better bring this to a close. I hate to say this because I've just loved speaking to you, but I have been asking all my guests, Jojo, what would be, and you've probably done this all the way through, but I'll ask you specifically, what would be your one message of hope for my listeners?
Okay, so there's a mantra that I follow my life by, and that is be sassy, not sorry, right? And that is because there is a connotation or a belief that the word sassy is actually negative. But if you define that word and you go and you look in the dictionary, what it actually stands for is lively, bold, full of spirit, and a little bit cheeky. That's what the word sassy stands for. So my direction for hope would always be sassy, not sorry.
Yeah.
And apologetic for being lively, bold, full of spirit, and a little bit cheeky, because you know we love being a little bit cheeky, don't we?
We love that. The twinkle in the eye. We love it.
It's kind of exciting, right? And this is me encouraging everybody to be sassy, not sorry.
Oh, you have absolute permission, everybody, to go and be sassy. Definitely. Because Jojo said so.
do you know what? Do you know what? We have this thing with my clients, and they end up doing the great things, and they message me going, "I can't believe it!" Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
It is my absolute pleasure to say to them, "I told you so." Right, kind of thing. I told you so. So yeah, we always have. If anybody asks you about it, just say, "Jojo told me." Jojo told me. It's fine.
Excellent. Oh, Jojo, it's been so lovely chatting with you today. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much.
It's been a joy. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to the Chronicles of Hope podcast with me, Annie Bennett. I hope you've found inspiration, comfort, or perhaps even a newfound perspective around the meaning of hope. To find out more about the aims of the Chronicles of Hope organisation, please visit www.thechroniclesofhope.org, where you will find links to our social media accounts and where you will be able to make a much needed and appreciated donation. Thank you.